Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead, and I thought I'd come in and ask for some help. Yesterday during that video, talking about losing snap and all that good stuff, I actually had one of you suggest that I do a week of struggle meals. So I got to thinking about it, and I'm looking up some stuff and whatever, and I came up with an even better idea. So I talked to some of my, I emailed some of my other channel friends, and from the rest of this month and all of November, we are going to do a series called Struggle Meals. So if you're another channel or someone that can post videos, we're going to call it hashtag Struggle Meals at City Girl Homestead. Anybody can join it. If you can't produce videos and post them, if you want below each of our entries, each of our videos, by all means put in a recipe down there that you feel that is a good struggle meal recipe, so that not only are people seeing it, but they're going to be able to read it too as well. And if you know other channels that might be interested in joining them, have them, email me, and all they've got to do is make sure that they put at City Girl Homestead, and it'll notify me that when people have mentioned me. And then we'll get a nice big list made of struggle meals. I thought of one already today that I want to do that's going to be kid friendly. I already have this week planned out, so I will start next week. But, I got to thinking about it, and someone else mentioned that some of the food banks that are funded by the USDA, they probably won't have food either. So it might be, the churches and other organizations that'll have to help people out. And yeah, it's going to be rough. I know that Michigan's already sent their letter out that they will not be getting stamps in November, and there are several other states that have too. I'm not sure about the WIC. Right now, I think that's going to stay funded, I think. I'm not sure. So, it's not political what you believe, whether people should get them, shouldn't get them, whatever. And, this series, I want you to, like, I've watched other channels too that have said, this is why we prep. And, this is why we prep. It's may not be, like I said yesterday, Armageddon or something like that, but this is when we prep. This is why we do it. We know that, even I know that other than fresh, meat and vegetables, I know that I can provide for my family for quite some time. And that's why I do it. And if we have to go back to, doing the $5 a week challenge, or, if you can go from, buying 1 can of beans to buying 2. I know that times are tough and it's really, really hard to be able to stock. But honestly, you can start slow and work on, and yeah, we can do it. And I know that if people don't get their stamps in November, it's going to be rough on the businesses. It's going to be rough on the people, especially with the holidays coming. I know definitely I've decided that my money is not going to go to the homeless over Thanksgiving and Christmas, because I do take meals down to them, even though it's illegal. But I'm going to go back over to the food pantry in Onondaga, and we're going to help out over there. They service now about 36 families, I think he said. So when we started over there, it was like 22 families. They went up to 36, and I'm sure it's going to go up higher than that. So we're going to put our money over there instead, so that it can help a greater amount of people. So do what we can do. And Just because you don't have a channel doesn't mean you can't step in and you know, not give ideas or something like that, because you can. And if you know other channels you think would be a great fit, let them know and have them join us. And I'm hoping for a lot of amazing recipes that people can eat really, really cheap. And a lot of them that I asked, they're like, we already cook like that. I said, I know, but let's get it put on a list. Because I am not the only channel that thinks that we shouldn't spend all of our money that we make for groceries. Would I like to eat, you know, the finest of things and everything is, you know, straight from a garden and whatever? Of course I would. Who wouldn't? But, you know, reality is a lot of people can't shop like that. A lot of people eat out of cans or jars or, you know, pre-processed foods, whatever it happens to be. I actually seen a video of I don't know how to say it, but anyway, a video of a doctor, and he was watching this lady, what she was feeding her kids. And some people would be just absolutely appalled. And he says, you know what? He goes, you were on your last few dollars and at least you fed your children. And I think that we forget about the times that, you know, we couldn't always do that, like during the Depression and stuff like that, that whatever food could go into your children's bellies, that's what was important. And through this tough time, if SNAP does not get delivered, you know, hopefully everybody can learn to A, eat at home, and B, you know, cook a cheaper way so that they can take care of their families. Because the bottom line is, whether you cook out of, you know, fresh fruits and vegetables or you cook out of a can, either way, what's most important is that your family gets fed and that, you know, that they get some nutritional value, and it's important. So I'm pretty excited, and thanks for suggesting that. But I thought, you know, if I could do it for a week, but what if, you know, we could get a lot of other people doing it too, so that we can get a lot of ideas. So I will have a playlist, and it will say on there, #struggle meals. And so you can go in anytime after we start adding videos and check them out. And yeah, maybe you'll find some other channels that you really like as well. They're all really good people, and hopefully we come up with some really great ideas. So thanks for following along, and I do read all those comments, and I do take the suggestions, and I appreciate that suggestion. So you guys have a blessed day, be a blessing, and I'll see you at supper.